the Newcastle Takeover.
Oh,
It's a good time to be a Newcastle fan right now.
yeah, bad time to be a Spurs fan right now because we're playing them on Sunday. Hello.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Episode numero dos on your screens or in your ears right now.
Energy's beaming today, George, man.
No, listen, I'm not gonna lie, I am tired, but I literally just necked the Red Bull, so I'm ready to go.
No, energy's always high. No, okay, cool.
Yeah, hit the bar. Episode 2.
Episode 2.
You can
happy to be back, man.
Yeah, man. Just a quick say that we're now on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts.
Come on.
So if you want to listen anywhere, know that this is coming out every single week. You can press a link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube to all those different platforms, depending on which one you watch. Also, if you're listening on Apple, then it'd be great if you could leave a 5-star review over there for us. Just, helps the podcast out a little bit. But yeah, we're back for episode 2.
It is.
Back with the boy.
Back for episode 2.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm all right. Like I said, I'm tired. I had a big day today.
Go chat to us.
All right. Little catch up. So today I was at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's like my second home right now. And I was invited by Nike, the lovely legends, as we mentioned last
chest,
time.
Nike, bro.
Nike, my guys. I'm literally on the chest right now.
On the chest right now, bro. You know what I'm saying?
They hooked me up with an amazing experience today where I actually got to play some American football on the pitch inside the stadium, which was nuts.
Go chat to us. How was it?
It was mad. Yeah? So basically, there was a few of us there, a few different like YouTubers, like Craig Mitch was there, Theo Baker, Rouge. Like, there was a good few people there. Yeah. And it was cool. We just kind of turned up. We got our own like customized sort of NFL tops. Said George number 18.
I know you were buzzing.
As soon as I saw my name there, I was like, this is not real life. I'm in the Matrix.
Be honest, did you almost faint?
Nearly. That, and I was a bit flustered. It was good. But no, it was sick. And the thing is as well, we're supposed to have, but they didn't arrive in time. Apparently we're supposed to have custom cleats as well. That had like, I don't know if it had like our names on or something, but because they had to be...
You would have shed a tear though, a quick one. Just even if it was just a little tear.
I'm in my stadium with my name on a shirt. Yeah. It's not...
And customized cleats as well.
Am I in a simulation? Is this The Sims 4? This is not right. This shouldn't be happening. But no, man, it was sick. We basically we spent the afternoon just in the ground. Like we were doing kick-in challenges, throwing. Bro, the maddest thing is, right, and this felt like some Guinness Book of World Record sort of shit. Yeah. So basically the NFL had their like academy. They do training. So they have these kids like do their college work in like Southgate College, I think. Yeah. And then they do their training and stuff. And the idea is when they turn 18 and when they leave, they go to America. They try and get scholarships. So one of the quarterbacks from the academy was on the skywalk at the top by the cockerel, threw the ball, and we had to try and catch it. When I say this thing came down like a bullet, I thought I was going to die.
Do you know the thing spins as well? Like these American footballs, they spin.
It came down, it was dropping, and I thought I was going to die.
Did you want to catch it, be honest? You didn't want to... Because you had gloves on, innit?
So they gave us gloves for that bit, because obviously it would have been so difficult otherwise.
Word.
I was so close to catching it, right? It came down, it was just caught a little bit to my left, and it hit me on the, like, kind of like the bit of the palm on the wrist. I thought I had it, and it just kind of bounced to the left.
That's the thing, is tricky. But that must have been mad, though, man.
It was
like,
a great
White Hart Lane as well. Surreal, bruv.
Actually, I was literally just looking. I was like, I sit there every week, and then now I'm on the pitch. Like, it doesn't feel right. Yeah.
So, what do you play American football? What have you? Because I haven't. Bro.
I haven't like played it. Like, I haven't played a game or match or anything like that. But me and my brother.
At least you know the rules, though.
I know the rules.
You know the rules.
I watched a bit of it. I can't say I'm like an expert, but I've watched a bit of it. But me and my brother just like we have an American football at home, so we just throw it to each other all the time. Man. But the kicking was fun. I enjoyed the kicking. I posted that on the ground because that looked good. That looked good. But yeah, man, that was my day. I was fucking buzzing.
Yeah.
What you been up to,
bro? I've just been same old, just grafting. Do you know what I mean? So I saw that and I was like, yo, I know George is buzzing right now, man. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, we both got here, and I know we were both just like you said, you got here, you were tired, but it's just, I don't know what it is. As soon as I saw you, as soon as I sat down, bro, it's just like a rush of energy just came to, man, and I'm just like,
we just started with a laugh.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, it's good, man. Obviously, like, this week, in the past week, quite a few interesting things have happened. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you wanted to get into it, if I wanted to get into it. It's up to you.
You're here to talk whatever.
I mean, the Newcastle Takeover.
Oh,
It's a good time to be a Newcastle fan right now.
yeah, bad time to be a Spurs fan right now because we're playing them on Sunday.
Yo, well, are you? Be honest. Are you like? Are you a little bit anxious about them moving forward?
Well, in like 3 or 4 years, like yeah, 100%, bro. Their owners are worth.
I'm hearing they want to buy Mbappe.
they could do it. Their owners are worth like 320 billion.
Bro,
that number
where are these guys coming from?
That doesn't even exist. Like, what is that? Like, how can? Bearing in mind, right, the richest before was the Man City owner.
Yeah,
and his worth is like
done.
32 billion.
Look what they did, and they took over 2008, right?
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah, so now and look what Man City are now.
How many titles and stuff? I mean,
no
man, Champions League yet, but
but like Newcastle now with over 300 billion, almost 400 billion.
The thing is, right, this always happens. Anytime there's like this big takeover, people are like, nah, it's never gonna, like, they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. But look, it happened with Chelsea. Chelsea did it, and then happened with City. Man City did it. The sad reality is Newcastle's next. Like, Newcastle in 5 years will be Premier League champions.
But they've been through a lot with Mike Ashley and everything. Like, even relegation. Like, can you really be mad? I'm happy. If anything, I'm kind of happy. I know obviously I shouldn't be saying this, but yeah.
No, but you know what though? Like, I think of all, in a way, they sort of deserve it.
Yeah,
like,
in a way, yeah.
Because
a lot.
At least if you compare it to Man City, at least like Newcastle, they have a ridiculous fan base. Like they've got a proper, like, the whole city is like die-hard Newcastle. It's a big city in the country.
St. James'
well.
Park atmosphere there is mad.
Yeah, and it's already like they've already got like a big stadium. Like they've got all the foundations there.
Yeah.
They just didn't really have the owner that was willing
because they are like you said, with all things considered, they are actually a Premier League club.
Yeah, they're a decent sized
ownership.
club.
Yeah, with the ownership, I think it just kind of let them down.
I just don't think they've had necessarily the right managers or the right players. Sometimes 100%. Like whatever. But now that they've got that sort of juice, like that little money,
I'm gonna be real, and especially we're facing them this Sunday. Listen, depending on the result, I'm dropping another freestyle, bro. Depending on the result, I'm gonna drop another freestyle, bro. I'm gonna drop another freestyle. Depending on the result, because we're facing them. I'm interested. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. And I think, moving forward, I just think that whole thing of obviously like they've got new owners now, Newcastle, for the rest of it, everyone's going to have their eyes on them now. Yeah, I'm saying moving 100%. Forward. Transfer window. Like, obviously, it's just interesting. It's sick, man. I love when stuff like that happens because then it's just like, it adds that extra bit of spice and excitement. You know what I mean? So, and you set a video with all the fans going crazy.
Yes.
With the Newcastle.
Yeah. They're all like, they'll have like a whole concert outside.
They tried to speak. I think they tried to, one of them actually tried to speak the language of like the owners. It was the funniest thing. I didn't even know what it was the funniest thing, but they were just trying to pay homage.
Actually, I saw some guys. There was some Saudi Arabia flags.
As
well.
So it was mad. Like, as you would have a let's say today, like, some guys took over Tottenham for 500 billion.
Yeah, and we knew that they were going to spend bags in the next few years.
Listen, everyone's getting shit faced.
I'll be a feature on your next track if that happens. If that happens, I'll be a feature.
Everyone's getting shit faced, bro. It's just one of those things. You know what I mean?
It's true. I mean, everyone's getting shit faced if we win the Carabao Cup. So, like, could you imagine?
As you would, though. As you would. It's been a long 14 years. Yeah, you would. Do you know what I'm saying?
The thing is, like, I'm genuinely not even like mad about it. Like, it's just one of them ones. Like, it's just happening. It is what it is. Like, obviously, you can say that it is like ruining the Prem and this, that, and the other, and there's more money, whatever, blah blah blah. But
that's just that's just the climate.
The Prem is the best league in the world, and it's not even English bias. Like, look, all of the players are flooding to England. All the money is in England. Like, everyone's coming, and the reality is, like, England is competitive. Like, the top 4 this year,
it's crazy.
Yeah, any of them could win it. And then you still got the likes of Leicester are poking about.
Yeah,
we were at one point poking about.
I don't think we're poking about.
I don't think we are this year, but we were a couple of years ago. So
we were poking about.
And then you obviously got the Leicester win and this, that, and the other. Like, and the fact that you're going to now throw potentially Newcastle in the mix.
Yeah.
A Premier League as a business just makes it exciting. Yeah, like, they're just thinking, more money to it, more this, that, and the other. It's just a little bit depressing that we're not. We're probably further down the pecking order now of the team.
So what? So we're not the Big Six. We're not part of the Big Six then.
We still are for now.
Yeah, you want to say we still are?
No, for now. Yeah.
Are we? I would say we still are. No, we still are.
No, I think I genuinely think we are.
But I think the next couple seasons.
Because at the end of the day, because it depends how you value it. Because a lot of fans they take history into account.
Yeah.
As much as it's been a long time, the reality is we have won a lot of trophies in this country. Yeah. I think I saw the picture the other day. We're joint 4th for the most European trophies in this country. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember who we're joint. I think we're joint with Nottingham Forest on three.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest. A lot of people tend to forget Nottingham Forest have rich history as well.
So I think like we've got the history about it. Granted, a long time ago, but we've got the history about it. It's just
but it depends what you rank it on. Though.
And that's the thing. Like it wasn't that long ago that we were competing in the Champions League. But if you look at the last 2 years, I wouldn't say
we're in the final. I think that's what
in the last 2 years. I wouldn't say we're top 6, but I think. If you're taking the last decade as a whole, then yeah,
100%. But that's how you can really tell if you're a Big 16.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can't just come in. You can't.
It depends if we bounce back from this lull and then start maybe competing to get Champions League. spots again.
Of course.
Like if next year we start competing for that Champions League spot again, then
I reckon we will though.
I think we could.
I reckon we will.
We could because it's only the pure beginning of our rebuild. There is potential that we can be back next year. But yeah, man, Newcastle Takeover. Like what? Like who are they going to sign? Like, could you actually see like Mbappe joining?
Newcastle kind of has to do what Man City done, and Man City, I feel like they started because one part of their first big signings was Robinho.
Yeah, Robinho was like first big signing, the big proper one.
Yeah, like especially from outside of England, and they were kind of it took a bit of like. At the beginning, it definitely wasn't a slow start because I felt like as soon as they came in, they just started making the big signings. But to the point where they are now, where the whole team is, like you said, Premier League.
To have like a Premier League winning team, it took them like a year or like.
Do you know what I mean?
A couple of years.
But Newcastle, like, with the money they have, bro. I mean,
the thing is, right? Is like they've got different money.
Yeah,
actually different money. It depends on what the whole regulations are around the spending.
They kind of have to start. I feel like because of Newcastle and like to the caliber of players that they feel like they may be able to get with the money that they have, I feel like they'll need to start off a bit smaller, like just get a few.
Yeah, they need to be smart with it.
Yeah,
the issue is right. The problem is they're fighting for relegation at the moment. So how are you really gonna? You're not gonna attract. Like even with all the money, there's two options, right? One, you're not gonna sign the best players in the world because you are at the moment a team fighting for relegation. Or two, you have to seriously overpay players to convince them.
But that's
to come
ridiculous,
to Newcastle.
though. No one in there. That's what I said. I feel like they have to start small. When I mean small, I feel like just get good players on the young
Premier
players.
League proven players.
Or maybe even Championship.
Maybe,
they may have to.
or like get the best of the Championship. Or like a lot of good. Like I heard they were going to go for like Tarkowski as a centre back, which I think is quite a smart move. Because I think he's better than Burnley for sure, but he's not necessarily top level centre back. There was quite a good. There were shouts for like Sterling and stuff like that because he's out of fit. That's probably a bit too. I
heard he's going back to Liverpool.
Oh, that could be an interesting.
I heard he may have,
but then very interesting.
Yeah, I feel like with Newcastle they would have to kind of once they've proven like okay they can get Europa League, then it's kind of okay, cool. We can go for big players. The next step is Champions League.
They've got to get some sort of European. But I think
I
think this for me. I think what I see is this season for them is about definitely making sure you stay up. If they stay up, you bring in a decent, like a good, very good manager because they'll have the money for it. Bring in a very good manager. In the summer, you spend big, and then you eye up the Europa League, European spots for next season.
That's not a bad shout.
You've got to eye up the Europa League for next season. If you then secure Europa League, especially, then you can start thinking, okay, we've got European football now.
Exactly.
We've got the money. We've got it. You can see the progress. All right, third year, boom, we're going all out. That's what I can see happening. Because the problem is, I feel like you said before, Man City rushed into it. I think Chelsea rushed into it, and they can hope. Well, I say hopefully,
but they weren't. Neither of those clubs were fighting for relegation at the time.
No, that's the bit of a difference. And I mean, there is that also argument that okay, Chelsea's in London. Maybe that was an attraction for players. Manchester's an attraction.
100%.
Newcastle, you could argue, is not. I think Newcastle's a great city.
Yeah,
I do think it's a great city, but. When you
to the outsiders looking to
the outsiders, Europeans looking in,
exactly.
London and Manchester are far more appealing than Newcastle. So that's what I'm saying. It's about the overpaying. They're going to have to overpay to get them to play for a team that could be fighting relegation or just be mid-table next year, or like to move to Newcastle. But I do honestly believe in a good maybe 3, 4, 5 years. I do think they're going to be. Serious,
so do you feel like in like 5 years we'll be choosing them on FIFA? Like
5 years, I reckon in their 5th year they could win the Premier League. That's basically what Man City did, and I reckon they've got the learnings now. Big thing as well that I saw today. I think it was at 7:30 today. They were interested in getting Louis Campos as a director of football. Now he was the guy that was the director.
This is Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Man.
So and he was the director at Lille and Monaco. So he was the one that got Mbappe for a free, sold for 160 mil. He's the one that like got Martial, sold him. He sold Bernardo Silva, Bakayoko. He sold Pepe. I think he was the one that sold Pepe to Arsenal for 72 mil. And I'm pretty sure there's another guy that went to Napoli for like 70 mil. So this guy is this is the one I wanted us to get before the whole Paratici news.
Yeah.
He's a genius in football at finding unbelievable talent. Bro, if Newcastle was signing someone like that and then get Ralph Rangnick as the manager, because he wanted to be a manager as well.
That would be a great way to start building, because you have
100%.
like you have somebody who's there like, okay, cool. That for him, I would be thinking, okay, cool. Obviously, yeah, the money is great, whatever. But this is a chance for me to show even more my eye for talent, because you know, imagine if I come here and I bring players to team like Newcastle and I turn them into a great team, like amazing team, Premier League winning team from the ground up.
Bro, if he uses his experience and gets some unknown like French players currently, or players playing in France right now, and then they just turn out to be some unreal ballers.
Bro, like, it's undeniable.
And that's the thing. Like, then in that way, the owners wouldn't even need to spend that much money to begin with, because he will have an eye, like you said, for just that hidden
That would
talent.
be a smart way to do it.
Because like we said as well, if they want to slow build up, they can't just go spending
300
million on this guy, 100 million on that. Like, they can't. So they need to have someone that knows what they're doing.
Exactly.
That can have the right. So if they bring him in, boy.
But then they kind of need to restructure everything, because then great, you can have someone who comes, but what about the coaching staff? What about the caliber of, you know what I mean, training and stuff like that? You have to consider when bringing in the amount of players that the type of players that we're talking about. Do you know what I mean?
But do you know what? I think like their current team right now, who would you keep?
Newcastle's team.
Yeah,
but I don't even know their team.
If you're the owners, I think Alan St. Maximin is probably the only.
I'm not even looking at Newcastle's team. I'll be honest.
You don't care about Lascelles.
Listen, why I'm not looking at Newcastle's team like that. That's a fact.
You don't have Dubravka's in your older team.
I'm looking at like, this is the most exciting news I've heard about Newcastle. I probably would have loaned their players from the match this Sunday, from this weekend. Sorry.
Wow.
I would have known. That's how I would have known their players in the team. Like, okay, cool. That's this guy. But other than that, I'm like,
I mean, that just goes to show where they're at. Really.
I'm dead serious, bro. I'm dead serious. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Alan St. Maximin is he's a baller, by the way. But I think he only just signed, maybe like last year.
Yeah.
Don't quote me, I can't remember. I think he just signed like a fairly long-term contract with Newcastle. So he got that bread in before the owners even came, and now he's sorted.
But you know, any guy who's going to sign a new contract for Newcastle now, they're thinking, yes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm always going to reference that. I don't care. I'm always going to reference that. But it's just
his tweets the morning of the announcement was hilarious.
Yeah,
was like, good morning. It was like, it was so funny.
But then obviously now people are saying, with like just within the team and the manager, like, are these guys still gonna? You know what I mean? What's their future looking like now?
Steve Bruce, I think
Bruce, you know what he was running? That thing of him running on
the FIFA thing, bro, when he's outpaced.
Bro, the way he was running, like he was running on the pitch. Like,
it's like how Haaland runs it, bro.
Yeah, everyone was like, this would never happen. What do you think? Do you think like he would stay in with the whole rebranding and everything that's going on? Do you think they would keep him? Be honest.
Do you know what's happening, right? A lot of people thought that he was just going to get the axe straight away. I don't think they're doing that because I think that's a little bit sus that they just come in and just get rid of him like straight away. But the thing is though, they have started out really poorly. So they have reason to sack him if they wanted to. So what I reckon's happening is they're waiting a few games. If they're still not winning and still losing, they have more justification to say, you know what, screw it, get him out, let's get the next manager in.
Yeah.
Because the problem is as well though, is like, who's available that they're getting? I think the only one is that Ralph Rangnick, who's the one that was like RB Leipzig's sort of trainer. He was the one that he wanted to be Spurs manager.
But there's no real big names like big. But
there's no big names. Like the latest I heard today was Brendan Rodgers, but he's not going to leave. Yeah, not even like a third of the way through the season. Yeah. Like he won't leave Leicester. He won't leave.
No, he won't leave.
Who else? About Steven Gerrard.
Why would you leave Leicester? And Steven, you just run literally with Rangers. He's running stuff like
that's not going to happen. So. There's no one really good enough available yet for them to just sack him straight away. Yeah. But I do think that if they do start losing, they've got to really seriously think, well, we can't get relegated.
But we get also, what you take into consideration, the energy of the club right now is probably going to be different. The energy of the stadium is going to be different.
Just Spurs' luck that we get this whole new owner bounce. What is a new owner? I heard of like a new manager bounce and new this, that, and the other.
Would you want something like that to happen for Spurs?
What, to get
the owner like that, like an owner like that?
At this point, probably, yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
You have to think about it.
I had to think about it. I'm just like, no, because don't get me wrong. Like, what Levy's done incredibly well, and what they've all done is the business side of things. Like they've I mean, look at the NFL and stuff that's happening now. NFL, AJ boxing, they've got that side all covered, and we're generating ridiculous revenue, which is great if it gets fed back into the football club, like in this and the other for players. But we just haven't seen that real investment into the team yet. So I think would all be, as much as so many times you might say, nah, I don't want to be at Oil FC, I don't want to be oil money. I'm not being funny. If someone worth 300 billion comes in and says, I'm going to come in and spend all this money on your club, who's going to say no to that?
Yeah.
No one's going to say no to that.
I mean, it's just something to say if it's not your club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If it's not, we can sit and be like, sit on a high horse, like, yeah, well, at least we do it in the proper way. No, bro, I want to win the Premier League in 5 years. Are you mad?
But bro, me personally, obviously we probably could as well win it without stuff like that. But like, if something like that happened for our club, I would be like, yeah, like, I want to feel like we can win it in the Premier League in 5 years.
You want to have that sort of vision and like think, you know what I mean? It's possible. All right, at the bare minimum, have the like the battle, the fight, like the challenge for it, which we had, and we were
everything like in today's climate, like not even just today's climate. For years, it's been like of recent times, it's been you need money.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You need resources.
Yeah,
like in order, like you could do it. You could do it the Leicester way. Do you know what I'm saying? But like,
but there was a reason why it was 5,000 to 1 odds. Like that just doesn't happen.
There you go. You go.
Like Leicester is pretty much the only example you can give
if you bet on that
of recent times.
I mean that I don't even know where your mind was at if you put your money on Leicester to win the Premier League.
Yeah, I don't know what sort of time machine you've got.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like
so just to show you, like,
but they nearly got relegated the year before.
Yeah, so I mean, so you could do it the normal way, but come on, man, you'd rather know, like, for sure, like not for sure, but like you'd rather have.
And the thing is, though, there were factors into the Leicester one. Like, I'm not being funny. The year Leicester won it. Every single top team were terrible. Man City were awful. Chelsea were awful. Liverpool were awful. Man U were awful. We were the second best team that year, and we were close. Bro, I'm almost glad Leicester won it because if they didn't, Arsenal would have done because they overtook us on the last day.
Yeah, we bottled
enough against Newcastle.
Yeah, we bottled.
We lost that game.
Yeah.
So like, there's a lot of factors that go into that Leicester win. It's still amazing. It's still an incredible feat.
Course,
and like Vardy, Mahrez, Kante, they're all
it's a beautiful story.
But it's an amazing story. But we're talking like once in a blue moon, like that's gonna happen, sort of thing. So trying to do it the right way is almost impossible now.
Word.
Especially when you're, like we were saying earlier, you're the biggest league in the world. All the money's here. It's a sad reality, but the sad reality is you've got to spend big.
You've got to spend
to want to succeed big. That's the sad truth.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't that way because all it just means is whoever's the richest, you can win.
You can win. That's literally what it is. That's literally what it is.
And we're going to see that in a few years in Newcastle.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like that's why I would have loved this. Not loved, obviously, but like any fan would appreciate or would like something like that to happen to their club where they just see big spenders come in. Anybody. Like,
no, it happened with Aston Villa on a smaller scale, much smaller scale. Obviously, Aston Villa aren't like challenging for the league or anything.
No, of course.
But they were in serious trouble before. The year that we nearly got Jack Grealish for like 25 mil, I think it was, I think they wanted maybe 30 mil or 25 mil, and we offered 5 million and Josh Onoma. Make it make sense.
Imagine.
No, but the thing is, like, I think he must have been talking to Sky Sports. Jack Grealish actually, there was a clip of him actually saying he was like this close to joining Spurs, and that just
imagine.
You know when you hear glass shattering in the background, that was like my heart.
Or you hear that song? It's been a long day
till I see you again. Just split it off in different ways.
No, that would have been crazy. Just imagine, man.
Son Grealish. Anyway, I digress.
Let's not even get into that,
but like,
bro.
they had it on a smaller scale, so he nearly left because they had a lot of issues with their owners.
Yeah.
They got new owners in straight away, sorted out Jack Grealish's contract, brought him in long term, signed this, that, and the other, put the release clause in for Jack Grealish for him to leave, and then they go and like spend well with Ings and whatever. And now look at them; they were competing in the Championship not long ago, and now they're like a solid Premier League team now. They're a good team. Like, so that's what I mean. Like, at the end of the day, the money's going to buy you success in the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
you need
about
it,
how
you need
much
it,
you're willing to spend.
Especially you have to remember, Premier League's like the highest level.
Yeah.
So of course, like you have to have resources, or you at least have you have to have resources regardless. Period. Like you said, big spender, because what is with players in the Premier League, a lot of it is a lot of revenue coming in. You have, like, look at us, for example, like you said, we have we have a lot of things that are bringing streams of revenue that are coming into the club. So when you look, and you would consider us big six. So just looking at us as one club, look at Chelsea, look at Man City, like all these, like there's money being invested into these, there's a lot of money being pumped into these clubs. So if you're looking to compete at that level, at this level, it's just is what it is. That's just the sad truth.
Yep, that's the thing. So I mean, I think, like, obviously that our owners are in particular are looking more at the long term. So I mean, the money coming in for AJ fight, NFL, this, that, and the other. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we start seeing the repercussions of that in a couple of years. Because at the end of the day, it's not like, oh, this money's come in,
and let's go spend the stadium. Great,
straight away.
Let's finish the stadium. Yeah, like, amazing, bro.
It feels like we've got literally everything there to be like a really successful club. We've got the best training facilities in the world, best stadium in the world. Everyone wants their events at the Spurs stadium and stuff. We've got, and we have good players, like very good players, especially like if you look at Son and Kane, world-class players.
World-class players, easily.
We're just missing that. Always missing that extra bit just to take us to that top level.
And I tell you what, I don't want to keep, like, if we, I don't want to say if we had one, but even if we do win a trophy, like a major trophy in the next couple of years, we're just going to see it go up even higher, bro. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So because we'll just see it across all fronts, the football, NFL, the boxing, you just see it across everything at White Hart Lane. It's just
we're getting the Spurs brand is out there.
Do you know what I mean?
It's now time for the football team to just peak, like elevate, and just try and actually compete with these top dogs, which is going to be. It's going to be bloody tough.
Yeah, and it's a trickle down effect. It's a trickle down effect. Everything happens from the top. Do you know what I mean? And it just trickles down. I mean, if you see everything at the top going great, then you see the rest of the team doing great as well. That's why you see Leicester. They love the club. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what
their owners are amazing.
That's why you can see. You know what I mean?
They got great recruitment. They spend the money. They got a new training facility which looks nuts as well now. And like they actually love the club.
They love the club.
Their owner was celebrating the FA Cup win, man.
This is what I mean. So it's like,
mad.
You know, that's why it's like, as long as your owners are invested, like really invested, whether it be money wise and just emotionally for the club, bro, you're just gonna win, man. And that's why you can see the Newcastle fans are so excited, because you know they have the feeling that, you know, now it's the beginning of something new.
Now they've got someone that they genuinely is gonna like pump whatever the club needs to get to that sort of top level.
And people like that, they know that, you know, Premier League, the revenues is mad.
Yeah.
It's football's crazy. So they know already. For them, obviously, they know that for them it's an investment, and they do feel like you said, as long as you have money, they're probably coming like, we have the money. We know that football, as long as we strategize correctly and pump the right amount of money in it, we're gonna see a crazy amount of return. Yeah. So I feel like it's the reason why it's gonna work is because it's a win on both fronts. Do you know what I mean? It's sick to see. Yeah, I'm excited to see it, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just hope it doesn't affect us.
Yeah, well, I'm just hoping we're competing at the same at the same time.
Do you know what I'm saying?
There is that weird excitement about it, like what are they gonna do? It's like, oh, who are they gonna sign? Who's the new manager? Like, oh, where are they gonna be into? Like, it's a weird little. Have we just been that bored over the last bored of City and whoever winning that we're just kind of interested now that there's someone else that can compete with them?
It's a twist, because it's now you it's like you said, it's kind of like we've just gotten used to like you said, Man City and Liverpool and Chelsea and the teams winning these, Leicester teams winning big trophies. And it's like, oh, curveball, Newcastle. That's the thing. It's the last person you'd expect.
That's another thing that what made the Leicester one so great, is because it was before that just kind of like, okay,
same old.
It was like Man U Chelsea for the whole of like the noughties and whatever. Then Man City came in. It was like, Man City domination, and then it was like, oh, out of the blue, Leicester, amazing. Like, it was just amazing to watch. Yeah. So now it's kind of like Man City, Liverpool, Man City. Like it's just kind of like it's just weird. I wish it was us. Don't get me wrong. I wish it was us badly. Yeah. But the sad reality.
I mean, there was a season where we almost we could have won the Prem, but
it's typical things of like across the 2 seasons we had the most points. It's like what good's that? We needed the most in one, and then the most in the other. Sorry.
So do you, with that being said, then do you actually feel like you'd see us win a Prem in your lifetime?
Yeah. In my lifetime, short. Well, actually, think about it. The last one was 60 years ago.
Because, like you said, the history is rich, but obviously, like, moving forward. But you never know with football nowadays, bro.
No, I do think we will, because, like I said,
I believe we will.
As much as the short term, it's not looking too great right now. I do think the long term plans they're in place for it. Whether that is the money from all these events are finally going to be poured into the team to succeed there, or let's be real, the owners aren't going to be there forever. Someone's going to take over eventually. You never know. We might be the next ones to have the next big takeover. Jeff Bezos, man. You
might as well just come over.
I've had Prime for years. Come on, we just want something. We want trophies delivered to the stadium. Come on now. Come on.
All or Nothing was on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? So we might as well.
You might as well.
Yeah, no,
I honestly do think we will see a Premier League title in our lifetime. God knows when that's going to be.
If come on, man, if you're seeing these billionaires looking at a team like Newcastle and they feel like they could do a madness with them, then they surely, like, if there's a period where they feel someone approaches our club, look how much they have to work with. Do you know what I mean?
The amount of revenue they can get, like, everything's already set.
So I'm not even, me personally, I'm like, somewhere, one way or another, I do feel like we'll see.
Our time will come. It's just going to be sad until
yeah, you said it, your voice like deflated when you said
time will come. This is what I tell myself every night. I'm like, they're just like, come on, time will come. We'll get there. It was an very interesting kind of article. I don't know whether to believe or not. Apparently Newcastle were interested in Harry Kane.
Get out of here. Real Madrid are though.
I saw Real Madrid are
interested in Harry Kane. What do you think about that?
I can see that happening.
You see it happen?
I can see that happening next year for sure. Although saying that, I mean, Benzema has been banging it.
Did you see him the other night?
Yeah.
He's always been world class.
Yeah. To be fair, for the past decade.
Yeah, world class.
I think it's a decade he's been at Real Madrid.
World class, bro.
Weird enough, like years ago, and I'm talking like we're probably talking like 6 years ago or whatever. I always thought that like Benzema was overrated, but that was only because I was probably looking at Ronaldo. I was looking at Bale. Like I never really saw Benzema for what he was. Whereas you've seen over the last few years.
He's always been a football genius. He's always been a football. Like literally, his feet are ridiculous, bro.
Like 100% take back.
I was so happy. You see the Euros? I was so happy we didn't have to come across. I was so. 100%. You saw what he done in the Euros, bro. How he was scoring goals. Ridiculous. The wild flair this guy has.
He's too good, man.
Yeah, so it's like
we spoke about Salah last week about his form and stuff, but Benzema's been, if not like more in form, like he's been ridiculous.
That's why for me it was just like when I saw that, I said, if I was Harry Kane, why wouldn't you go Real? Why wouldn't you?
I think it's hard, man. I don't think he's gonna be here next season.
I don't blame him though.
I don't blame him either. Unless we ain't gonna. What am I talking about?
And with the money we get from him, you know. George doesn't seem convinced.
I don't know.
George doesn't seem convinced.
I think we had our chance to get the big money. I think maybe like 80 mil.
80 mil, yeah. 80 mil
next year, which you can obviously reinvest into good players.
But for what Man City wants to give 150. No,
well,
we wanted 150.
Man City I thought was right.
Yeah.
Man City offered 100 mil, but that 100 mil wasn't even straight up 100 mil. It was 75 mil plus 25 million add-ons in this and the other, which is just taking the piss.
Yeah.
Like, that's nowhere near enough.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking 80 mil straight up next year to Real Madrid. I can see that happening.
And obviously, you know, they could come. It's Real. They'll compete for trophies. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like world-class players. So for him, he's probably thinking, well, why wouldn't I? You know,
they look like they could win. They're probably going to win it this year.
Yeah.
So he's probably looking at that thinking,
and
well, they're sort of back. Yeah, let me get in
La
there.
Liga, that's straight away.
Back in the Champions League. I'm going to be this, that, and the other. That's going to be a big selling point for him. Because that's the thing. When I heard the whole, it's obviously probably rubbish, but the whole thing of like, oh, Newcastle were interested in Harry Kane. I was like, does that kind of, if he was actually interested in going to Newcastle, does that whole tarnish his whole?
Do you know why I say no? It's because at this point in his career, he's more looking for trophies and competing at the highest level. But
this is what I was trying to get to, right? Is that I understand him wanting to go to City because that's like a glitch. That's like an easy win to get a trophy. Yeah. But with Newcastle, you're not even competing in you wouldn't even be competing in European football. You don't even know if you're necessarily going to be winning the. And
the money for him at this point is like it's not that deep. Now I'm at a point. He's probably in the point. Not even probably. He's at a point in his career. Everybody knows he wants to compete for trophies. Do you know what I'm saying? She's
yeah. So Siri was getting involved there.
You know what I'm saying? Even Siri was like, yo,
she was
which
like,
one?
Which club? Which club?
He's like, which one?
Which one? How much money?
Bruv, so yeah, man, whether Newcastle doesn't make sense, but
it doesn't make sense.
money, like that I feel like that's only relevant for players who are young or like players who aren't necessarily like at Harry Kane's level. Like, come on, man, like he's like
the clock's ticking. The clock's ticking a little bit. He's basically just gonna be after trophies.
Yeah, and I feel like if he leaves this at the end of the season, goes Real, yeah, he will win a trophy. I believe he'll win a trophy.
Yeah, 100%.
In Spain, he'll win a trophy, bro.
The thing that kind of maybe puts him off a little bit of going to Spain is this whole thing where he could break Shearer's record. Now he's not going to do it in the next year, or the next season. In this season, sorry, because I don't think he won't get like 100 goals or whatever it was that he's off of it. But is that going to be a factor?
Do you think he cares? Do you think?
Maybe, because if it's maybe the case of, all right, maybe I won't win some of the best trophies, but if I could go down as the all-time best goal scorer in the Premier League, because at the end of the day, for me personally, right, I don't think Alan Shearer is not remembered for winning his league with Blackburn.
Yeah,
that's not what he's remembered for. No one talks about him being this ultimate winner. They talk about him as the best goal scorer in the Premier League history. So I think it's like, I think Kane could potentially want to stay in England, so he does both. Maybe that's why the sort of Man City, Man United sort of might materialise, because that way he can still have a good chance of getting trophies, and he's still in the Prem on track.
And he probably want to play with Ronaldo as well.
And he probably put on
and if he went to Man U, bro.
If Man U actually get a good like manager, because I think Ollie's just not. I don't
think he's up for. And you could tell. You see that match. Ronaldo was even like
But Ronaldo's already the manager. Of Man U, man. You could see that in the way that they were behaving.
So I feel like if Harry Kane goes to a club like that, like you said, man, I mean, just teams that are like all they want to do, all they want to do is like
all
Ronaldo.
All
he knows, bro.
All they know is winning.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, I definitely feel like a team like Newcastle, like, I mean, there's levels to this. Like, you can't just, you've got how much billion. Okay, I'm gonna go. At the end of the day, play it. Football is football. Like, I do feel like he would probably want to. I mean, I remember when he won the Golden Boot, right? Yeah. And he was like, "This is great," but he kind of said, now I want to compete for trophy." So,
he's completed all the individual stuff. He's got the World Cup Golden Boot. He's won the Premier League Golden Boot, I think, 3 times now. He's like, he's got all the individual accolades and all this, that, and the other. He just needs that team trophy,
because that says a lot more. When you win it that says a lot about you, bro. When your team wins it and you're part of that team, that says a lot. I feel like as a player, that says a lot more than just, okay, I scored loads of goals and didn't win anything. That's
but the thing is, all right, I've always been on the side of like team trophies and whatever shouldn't be the main not the main factor, but it shouldn't be the only factor into determining whether you're a good player or not. Because at the end of the day, Harry Kane is one of the best strikers in the Premier League, and he hasn't won a trophy. But like in a way, because in terms of individual ability, team trophies shouldn't really be a factor unless you're comparing two people. Because what you could say is that say if you took Drogba and Kane as like an argument, who's the better goal scorer than the other? But then because Drogba's won so much, I understand it from that point of view. But when I'm just taking Harry Kane as a player by himself, you can't say he's not one of the best ever.
That we've ever seen. We've ever seen in Premier League. Yeah,
like, of course he is one of the best,
and nobody disputes that. I think, like you said, it's just like a little slap in the face of someone. If you're just having like a heated argument,
if you're having a comparison, it's like, he will never be better than Henry because Henry's won this. He's not better than Ho because so and so's won that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's when that comes into play. For sure.
Because you can say, because what people will say is, well, Henry won Golden Boot and he won whereas Harry Kane, and I think like I said, I think the reason why in that post he also said he wanted to now win trophies with the team is because in deep down he probably knows it as well. Like, okay, it's great, I'm winning.
He knows that by the time he's retired, his legacy needs to be that he's won stuff as well.
Because imagine you scored, great, I scored however many goals, but I didn't win. It's like a slap in the face. I didn't win anything though. What does that really prove then? Why did you score so many goals? Do you know what I mean?
Just vibing.
Goals and vibes. That's just what I'm saying. Nah, man. So so when I did, back to the original point, when I saw that Real Madrid were interested in him, I was just like,
it definitely could happen. It definitely
like I feel like if they put offer forward, provided it makes sense, he's going.
I think as long as, like, if there's an option for him to stay in the Prem, like say City come back for him, if Man U go away,
kill me.
If there's an option to stay for a Prem, he will probably stay because of the record thing. If not really, but then Real Madrid are like, F it, we'll pay.
I feel like at this point, either Man U or Real he'll go to.
It's probably a good shout. Because I think this was the year for Man City.
Man City, exactly.
Now, with Haaland's contract situation coming into play next year, Man City are probably going to go all out for Haaland, I imagine.
Please.
Stop it, man. Haaland, Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne are assisting them all.
You got to take some paracetamol when you think about it, bro. You got to take some paracetamol because headaches.
They'll be spinning around like, I'll be like looking at the pitch like, what the hell is going on here? It ends up looking like a basketball score by the time they're done with the amount of goals they're going to score.
It's mad, bro. When you actually think about it, like when you deep it, it's mad when you, because like you said, like you just said, for this like transfer window just gone, like you said, it should have been that transfer window, because I don't even think he's worth 150 mil like by the end of the season. Like
not for the end of the season.
Not for the end of the season, you know. So Man U would probably cough up a lot for him, and they have the incentive of, look, we're on the right, we've got Ronaldo, look, you can see we got a new, if they do have a new manager, they'll probably say, look, we got a new manager, like look how we're rebuilding, like we're gonna compete we got Pogba, look how they have a lot of pull.
Yeah, they're 100%.
They have a lot of pull.
Man U always do, because they
Crashford, I'll call him Crashford, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, look at our team, and for him, he'll be like, they've got world-class players. Like, you know, whereas with us, you know, from the outside looking at a lot of people would just say, oh, Son and Kane, like standout world-class players. But, you know, the teams we're talking about, Real, Man U, Man City, they have like, you know,
so many world-class players, man. And they've got, like you said about before, they've got the resources for it all. They can,
and they're big names.
They can get what they want. I mean, they literally are the two like biggest clubs in the world when it comes to the fan bases. So like the pool, like it makes sense. It makes sense.
He needs that at this point to take him. I feel like to kind of take him to the next level.
So this is a sort of another question on that. Then, do you think if we won, like let's say the FA Cup or like the Europa Conference League? Would that be enough for Kane to stay? Because it's trophies.
Yeah, FA Cup. It's a major trophy.
Yeah, it's
a major trophy.
FA Cup. What about if it was just the Europa Conference League? It's a European trophy, but it's the third-rate one. Like it's not. Obviously, we can't complain about winning any sort of, like we want to win any sort of trophy at this point. But is that trophy in particular enough for him to?
I don't think the Europa Conference League trophy is enough.
You don't think it's enough?
Yeah, because that just kind of shows like, okay, cool. I got this, like you said, third-rate trophy. Let me move on to. I've got a trophy under my belt now. Finally,
the problem is it's still not Champions League, isn't it?
It's still not Champions League. Whereas the FA Cup is like, look at the momentum of our team now. We've just won a major trophy. It shows that we can compete at this level going into the next season. Like, let's go for it. Like, and that gas, because at the end of the day, it is gas. That gas can kind of, you know, is enough for him to be like, oh, you know what, I'm settled here. You know, to some degree, I do love the club. I'm happy. You know, we've won a trophy now. I've won how many golden boots? I've won how many golden boots? Like no one can really chat for me now. Or he can say, you know what? I've got the FA Cup. I mean, I do love the club dearly, but now that I've got a major trophy, I want to get a couple more under my belt.
Yeah, you're right. To be fair, there is two sides to it. He could just be like, okay, I finally got my trophy with Tottenham.
Yeah.
Now let me go to the next level and compete for the Premier Champions League.
As fans, what more do you want from him?
No, I think, listen, if we win the FA Cup this year somehow and
he has my blessing. What are you saying? He has a blessing.
He's my blessing. Like, Harry, come on now, I know you're watching this. if you're watching this, then listen, you're more than welcome.
You have my blessing. Yeah, I mean, me too.
I know that's what you needed before you wanted to leave, right?
But yeah. So what do you think? Yeah,
I think FA Cup, like, now you said that though. I do think it's like if he wins the FA Cup, it's like, you know what, I've done my bit.
Yeah.
We finally got that decent enough trophy. I'm a bounce.
Yeah, because I think the only way
I don't blame him. I don't blame him either.
If you want him to stay, it would have to be Europa League, Champions League, or Prem for him to stay.
Yeah, it'd have to be like the big dogs, because then it's like, well, no one can touch. Like no one can talk to me because I literally won. The best of the best.
Yeah, he won the best of the best.
You know what I mean? Bro, if we just won that Champions League,
the thought went through my head, and I didn't even want to talk about it, bro. But if we'd won that,
could you imagine where we would be right now? We genuinely could be in a position where we were like fighting for the Prem, because we'd won the Champions League. We're like, we're Champions League winners. All these players come here in this and the other. Oh, man.
And on top of that, we wouldn't have sacked Poch.
Yeah, you're right, because
there's no way. The fans wouldn't even allow Poch to get sacked, because what he won us the Champions League, whatever rough patch we'd be going through, just deal with it.
I joke about this with my cousins, right?
Yeah,
and it's just like, and it's so true, and I stick by it. If we had won the Champions League, or if we'd won the Premier League, I don't care if we get relegated the next year.
Yeah.
I don't care. We've done it. We completed football.
If anything, we'll give you a chance to do what you need to do now.
Come back the year after. I'm too drunk celebrating this win already.
Okay, cool. That season where we bottled the Prem, imagine if we'd won that, and then imagine if we won the Champions. Brother, the pool we would have.
I think the Champions League would have been the one, because that's the one thing that Arsenal hasn't
won. Yeah,
like, they would have been depressed for life.
No, do you not remember? Do you not remember? Like, yeah, it was a big deal. Like, I remember Arsenal fans, like, they merged their badge with like the Liverpool badge.
Yeah,
it felt like a derby. It felt like 100%. A derby. Do you know what I mean?
They were stressing.
So. Yeah, like to go back to the Harry Kane now, like, yeah, it would have to be one of those big trophies to kind of keep him there, and like, yeah, man, I just don't think.
Yeah, realistically, I think now we've spoken about it. I think the only way Kane stays really is if we win the Premier League this year, which obviously isn't going to happen.
Yeah,
but that's my point. I feel like that would be the only thing that would keep him here. It's like, unless we won like the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the Europa.
If we did a treble, you can't go in. Where are you going? You've won 3 trophies. I don't care if it's not You've won a treble.
Exactly.
Like, nobody can chat for you, bro. I'm sorry. And you've won a bunch of golden boots. Like, come on, man.
Exactly.
Like, everyone would look at him funny if he left.
Yeah, exactly. You know we've given you what you wanted, trophies, and now you're just gonna bounce. But you know what? At the end of the day, like, it's very, very, very slim. Yeah, I think the chances.
And yeah, let's not even the Carabao Cup. That's not even in the discussion. I mean, if we won that, great, we won a trophy. Just to say,
of course,
we have won a trophy.
I'm gonna celebrate it like it is a trophy.
It is a trophy. At the end of the day,
I celebrated the Carling Cup win when we whatever, but just because. We won a trophy.
At the end of the day, it's a trophy. It's a competition.
I was also 9, but you know, it's depressing, man.
You know, bro, when you look pretty like that, but then you know now it's like, I mean, for the players that we have, it's going to take a lot more than just those types of trophies to keep them there. But
100%.
Yeah, you know, it'll be interesting, man, to see. But I feel like you said, going towards the end of the season, we'll just have to see what happens. We'll see what we can see if we will win anything, but. In my opinion, I feel like, yeah, it has to be like FA Cup or something.
I think FA Cup's kind of the one we really should.
That we can win as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Carabao Cup, to be fair,
that's not enough, man.
No, not enough, but what I'm saying, it's easier. It's an easier because there's less games to get to the final. I mean, last year we played 2 games and we got to the final.
We got to the final, yeah.
Don't get me started. We got to the final, sacked the manager 6 days before, didn't start Bale, didn't start don't, man.
Yeah, we were like, it's just, I feel like, for some, I don't know why, but like, we're just not destined to win trophies right now. I don't know what is like fate.
We have a curse.
Yeah,
we have a curse for real. I need like, what's it called, Captain Jack Sparrow to come and like lift the curse of the Black Pearl,
bro.
Man, to set us free.
Nah, it's real though. It's true. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I just feel like, okay, cool. So
I do think FA Cup is like, got to be a good priority for us, because that's a good trophy, and it's doable. Like, how many FA Cup semi-finals have we gotten to? Like, we've gone to like 8 or 9 semi-finals in like the last decade, not decade, but like a lot of good like 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
We've got to a crazy amount of semi-finals.
Yeah.
And even a couple of finals. We just got to get over the line.
Yeah.
Get over the line.
It's just that last hurdle.
It's normally just City that get in the way. They win that thing too much. just allow it.
Like our arch nemesis when it comes to like trophies and that.
Just allow it for once.
Yeah, so it's like, honestly, it'll be interesting to see, man, like moving forward for this season, what we can win that would be able to keep someone like Harry Kane there. Because I think Son, anyway, is just generally happy.
Son's happy. He signed the new like 4-year deal, whatever it was.
You know, and like you said last time, like, because of the type of player he is, you don't really, like Mr. Nice Guy, you don't really see like big. I feel like it'll have to be like a season where we win a trophy. Yeah. That's when you'd see like, he's just unbelievable. But like, you know, I feel like in the Premier League right now, Salah's that guy. So it'd be kind of hard to kind of steer the attention away from him. But we don't have to. I think Harry Kane's the kind of the only guy we have to worry as far as a fan favourite. You know what I mean? That a big club is coming after, or one of the guys that big clubs are coming after. But do you think the same thing? Or
yeah, I think so. But my main worry is like, how do you replace Kane? Like, how do you replace Kane? Because what will probably end up happening is we'll end up playing Son striker and like just playing, I don't know, Bergwijn and Hill like left and right. Like, who do you bring in? Yeah. Like, I actually can't think like who we can realistically bring in, because Dane Scarlett looks like he's got amazing. He scored twice again for the England youth the other day. But again, he's like 17. Like,
you can't put that on him.
You can't put that on him. He's way too young. Yeah. So he's still got a while to go. Yeah. Troy Parrott doing his thing out on loan. Had a lot better loan spell so far. But again, he's still only like 19 or 20. Like he's still young. Like so we need to spend if we do sell Kane next year, we have to spend like a good chunk of money bringing in a very good
for like an established striker, if like in Europe or wherever, but just not old enough to the point where he's kind of burnt out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We need like a good, maybe like 25, 20.
Yeah. And we might not even know who that is. You know what I'm saying? We won't even know who that is, but he could have scored, you know, a bunch for a team in France or a team in Spain. Do you know what I mean? So
that one flight that Vlahovic, I think he's the Fiorentina one.
Yeah.
He's rejected a contract, so he's available for free in the summer.
Oh, man.
But then our director of football came out saying we're not interested in him. And I'm like...
No, do you know what it is? Just wait until Kane goes and they'll be like,
yeah, it's true.
That's
a good point, actually. He's not going to say, yeah, we are, because that makes it sound like Kane's definitely out the door.
Exactly.
So we probably
so as a businessman, he probably
is. At the end of the day, he's a great and to be fair, he's only young as well. I think he's only like maybe 23, 20.
Serious?
Yeah, and he put in some serious numbers for Fiorentina last year. So I think like if we can get him for free next year,
bargain. And provided he obviously performs great, then we can have a bargain.
Yeah, that's the only issue with him is that he's pretty unproven.
Oh, okay.
But he's quite tall, big. Yeah. Like he's a bit of a unit.
Yeah, and
like,
you know, you've got Son there as well. That's how you got to think about it. Exactly. Son there as well. So
Son could work well.
It's not one person we have to rely on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it would be a good target. But again, you're right. Like maybe in the next year there is someone else that's going to come out. The
that's just how.
All of a sudden we're like, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, exactly. So. Like, for me personally, we just have to see how it goes. I mean, the way everything, like from what we spoke about Newcastle, everything with football is just so. One day you're Newcastle, and the next day you're like Man City. So we just have to wait and see. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. All right, leading into this weekend, then we do have Newcastle away.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Predictions into that?
Listen, like I said, we're at St James's Park. The atmosphere, the energy of the club right now is high. The spirits are very high, and. Of course, everybody. I feel like Tottenham is just that club, that okay, cool. We've been in a rough spell. We've got like a little burst of energy, and we've got Tottenham. Let's just, you know what I mean? They're the club. We can kind of just
always happens to us.
And wherever that's intimidating. It's coming up against the type of energy, especially this kind of. I don't want to say is slump the right word we've kind of been in, you know, like not the best form. Do you know what I mean?
It's been up and down.
Yeah,
like,
so
started off great, really crap. Picked up again a bit.
Exactly. So just inconsistent. So when it's kind of shaky like that, and then you come across, you know, I'm not gonna say Newcastle are the best team in the world, but like even the best team in the Prem. But like we've just discussed everything that they've gone through right now and the point they're at.
Bro, teams with new managers start doing well. Now you're talking about teams with new owners that have like the most wealth in the world.
There's a different type of heart, and the players are gonna be wanting to like. You got to look at it this way. If I'm a Newcastle player now, I'm gonna be thinking, okay, great, I have to fight for my space, but my place in the team.
Oh yeah,
but like.
Because most of them will be out the door in the next year or two.
And you want the possibility to play with world-class players. So you want to prove that you yourself can hold your own. So now like I said, after all of that now, you're coming against Tottenham, and they'll know, okay, cool, Tottenham are in a shaky form right now.
Same with Steve Bruce as well, actually, because he's going to fight for his job.
I think it'll be a tight match. Me personally, I think it'll be a tight game. I feel like we'll come away with a draw.
Because I think, like, if I'm right, over the last few years, I think we've come out on top there, but it always tends to be by like one goal.
Yeah.
I don't think, as far as I can remember, I don't think we've battered them there recent times. So it's close regardless, let alone. And you're right, they're just going to have this whole new energy, like, say Maximin's balling, probably Callum Wilson and Lascelles are going to be back, so they got their best players possible back. And the annoying thing with us, right, is that the same thing happened last time. We won 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
All right. Weren't necessarily playing the best football, but we won 3 games in a row. International break hit. Injury. South Americans can't play. This, that, and the other. We come back, get battered 3 games in a row. We then start picking it up a bit. We beat Wolves in the Carabao Cup game. We won against Aston Villa and actually looked good.
Yeah.
There. And then bam, international break again. I mean, this time, fingers crossed, touch wood, there haven't been any injuries. However, I have heard that we basically asked the Argentina coach, can you not play Lo Celso and Romero for the last game? Because we need them for the Sunday. And he said, no, they're playing all 3 games. So I don't think we're going to have Lo Celso and Romero. And Romero,
that's a bit selfish of us to ask, though, at the same time. That's his country.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like they have every right to play their country games. And Lo Celso did bang. I think he bagged 2 assists the other day.
Yeah, the other day. Yeah.
And I think Romero again got like really.
Lo Celso's such a baller, man.
A solid game. So we're gonna miss. I think we're gonna miss both of them. On Sunday, which is depressing because that's going to mean we're going to.
You see the difference when we have them in the squad.
Romero against Villa made us look so solid,
bro. Lo Celso,
crazy solid. And Lo Celso, if he just racks up his assists for us like he does for Argentina, man, it could look good for us. But I don't think we're going to have the top team. Kane's bit out. He's out of form.
Yeah,
didn't do too well against Hungary the other day.
And that's what I'm trying to. So I just feel like with all the things considered. What I've said, what you said, can you really see us coming away with, a big win?
No, I really don't.
Do you know what I mean?
If we do, it's going to be some mad scrape.
Yeah.
Maybe
serious.
Last minute, Sonny save us. I mean, please let that happen.
Fingers crossed. Touch wood.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
But other than that, like I said, I truly do believe we'll come away with a draw. And something like, bro, and either one, whether we lose or win, draw, on Newcastle's end, that will be a big thing for them.
Yeah.
That'll be a big thing
Definitely.
for them. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, straight away, the momentum is there for them. And it's like, once you already have that type of energy behind your team, the players will feel the club behind them as well.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, we had to be playing away.
I know.
At St. James's Park, the atmosphere there is crazy. Even when you see it, like just in videos, like, it's crazy.
Their normal atmosphere is always like good. Let alone now that they've got some crazy ass energy behind them, thinking, we've got the new owners, we're going to be the nuts in the next 3 or 4 years.
Like it's excitement. The gas alone is enough to intimidate an opposing team.
I'm just hoping that I'm going to the game. I'm going to bring as much energy as I can to counteract. They send us to the gods in the away end, so they're trying to push us away as much as possible.
I actually hate this guy. This guy's gonna send us to the gods.
Like, they do. Like I could act genuinely. Last time I was there, I could see the city.
Uzi, you can touch the clouds.
Yeah, 100%. It was like vape. It was like I thought people were just vaping, but no, it was the clouds. It's mad how high up you are there. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and then I'm not. I'm like kind of looking forward to see how they react to all the news. I'm looking forward to see how we react because we were doing well.
Yeah.
International break. Can we silence them a little bit? Of like kill their buzz a little bit. That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean,
but I can't lie. I am a little bit worried that they're going to be high energy. And Saint Maximin's a baller. Like I love him. He looked so good the other day. So man, I'm a little bit concerned.
Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna lie.
So both of us are kind of like we don't have high hopes for the game. Yeah, no. We'll be happy with a draw,
which is mad because they're in the worst form. We should be beating them.
Obviously, a part of me does believe, okay, we can beat them. But like I said, with all things considered, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And even England dipping 1-1.
Madness. There was so much going on there as well. Hungry fans being like racist and then like being up.
At this point, bro, like the races, like. Whatever in it, just whatever.
It's
just whatever in it. Like, did you see that?
It's a bit out of hand.
Jermaine Genius and everyone they did I forgot what it was on, but they checked the abuse that players got.
Yeah.
So it was like Harry Kane. They checked for Harry Kane and then checked Sterling, and even though Sterling was one of the best performing players in the tournament, he got like 75% more abuse. And it's mad. I don't even want to get into it too tough this episode, but like. Yeah, it is mad. So yeah,
it's just something that needs to be like addressed. It needs to be punished properly.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Did you see that fan who got sentenced though?
Yeah.
He got sentenced. So
yeah. That was just from like sending abuse on social media, sending it on social media.
I was like, I don't want to say I'm happy, but people do need to. Yeah, you're happy. I'm
at least they're fine again.
Yeah, I'm
repercussions.
Happy. Yeah, man, I'm happy, bro. Like, what's else gonna happen? Like, because I think originally like FIFA was saying like, we can't really. How are we supposed to? I don't know what it was, but just basically trying to say how can we contain it. Basically, I'm paraphrasing.
Originally, they gave Hungary like the Hungarian FA like a small fine and their fans like a 2-match ban. That's not going to eradicate racism. That's like they're just going to be back in
jail time. That's like, who wants to go to a football game with their son or their daughter and then end up in jail for 5 months?
Yeah.
You know,
there's got to be some serious repercussions. I mean, like you said, like I don't know what the answer is. Like, I can't tell you what the answer is, but I just feel like more needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I think as well, just as individuals,
obviously kick out, have a campaign as well.
As individuals, I feel like we just all need to be like more just in check with each other. If you've got a mate like that's maybe saying some outlandish stuff or whatever, just just say what's up and be like, no, that's not on or whatever.
Because you have some people who just have a few pints and that's it, their tongue becomes loose.
Gone, yeah, which is
ridiculous. You shouldn't be at a game then.
Yeah, exactly. Got to learn to be able to control ourselves.
Yeah,
just think, man.
It's not even hard, bro.
It sounds like it's so easy, but like you really do just got to like
the fact that it's still like something like that's a concern is mad. Do you know what I mean? Especially how like global football is.
Yeah.
Like it's the biggest sport in the world.
Worldwide, everyone's involved, yeah.
But somehow, I mean, it's just with big things that you always get ignorant people. So, of course, it's not a surprise, but I don't know, it is kind of a surprise as well. But,
at least it's kind of being shown to the world now.
There's
some sort of fight.
I really did like that, the fact that they showed that, okay, cool, this is a serious repercussion. Because he was doing it online. Yeah. He wasn't even at a game. He was sending online abuse. I don't know what they did. They tracked him down. They did all. They found out who he was. Man.
Hacked into the Matrix on that one. That was.
Morpheus came after him and that. The way everything's digital nowadays. Anyway, it's not hard to find you. So the fact that like now it's almost like, okay, cool. Even if you're just an estate agent manager from Warwick. You know, if you're sending abuse to an England player, we will find you. You will be prosecuted. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's good to see.
You know what? At the end of the day, man, it's like, especially in terms of the more social media stuff, if you're tweeting out, like, at the end of the day, like, what does tweeting out that gonna do? Like, what are you hoping to achieve?
Do you know what it is, George?
Tweeting it out.
I feel like they just want it to be seen, because it's at the end of the day, it's just spite. Like half the time, these guys are just some losers. Actually, the scary thing is you don't even know who it is.
Yeah,
so
true.
They're just trying.
Could be some young kid trying to be clever. Could be some older man. It could be literally.
Don't know who it is. Do you know what I mean? So, like you said, I think it's just, come on, man, just think. It's not rocket science, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So. It's like I said, I was just happy to see that people getting prosecuted for it. There's repercussions now, so
100%.
Hopefully moving forward, I saw on Sky Sports as well the kick out campaign. They're taking it a lot more serious now. So
we don't want it, man. Football's supposed to be fun, entertainment. It's what we all love. It's what we look forward to. We don't want this to have to be like the talking point of every week.
Every week, like every England game, bro.
As VAR right now.
You know what I mean? International game. Anytime a player of colour has actually like cost their team or something.
Yeah.
Not even the performance isn't even criticized. Cool if the performance was criticised, fine. The first thing is race.
Yeah, it's just like how.
What's that got to do with anything?
I genuinely cannot contemplate how that is your first thought. Is like I'm gonna send you abuse because of this and the other, rather than just saying I don't think you're playing too well.
I'd rather you say he's a shit player. Just say he's a shit player.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather you just make a general, like a vague statement just off of his one performance. Like, okay, cool, it's a world class player. He played, he cost us a match. I'm just gonna call him a shit player. I'd rather, excuse my language, I'd rather that. You know what I mean? Rather than
say it's because you're this and this. So I'm just like, well, no.
But it is what it is.
We're getting very deep now. But it's a serious topic. It's a serious topic that needs to be like addressed.
It's addressed, yeah. Like you said, you don't know the answers, but when you see stuff like that, like people getting sentenced, you need extreme measures for extreme circumstances.
Yeah. Otherwise, like, it's just always just going to get brushed under. It's not. Nothing's going to be done by it. It's just going to keep coming up again and again and again. We just got to do something different, something more serious. But yeah, man. Hopefully over time, it's going to take a long time, but hopefully over time, it starts like getting eradicated.
Yeah.
No one wants to see that, man. It's just not. It's not on.
So George, you're looking forward. So we got this weekend coming up.
Yeah, man.
And I think pretty much that's what we kind of got. I'm kind of interested. I'm excited to see.
Excited, nervous, bunch of emotions. I'm just gonna enjoy my time out in Newcastle. That's all I'm interested in right now.
All right, well, we know for sure. I know for sure, definitely for this match this weekend, I'm definitely gonna hit the bar.
Yes. I'm hitting the bar before, during, and after that game.
And for whatever we could have won, we could have lost.
That train back, get me that cash. See ya. They edit out quick time. I'm just like wave. Just like,
word.
When the title says Newcastle 4, Spurs 2.
Nah, bro. If I see bro, come on, man. Let's touch wood. That doesn't happen, man. If I see that, and if a Newcastle fan, if they would beat us 4, they're gonna be like, that's it.
Might as well give up, bro. I'm not turning up next week.
I'll just be like, bro, let's just take a week off. You know what I'm saying?
We need like a retreat. We need to like go somewhere, just like meditate, and come back.
No, but other than that, bro, I'm excited for this weekend.
Yeah, man. Same. I'm excited for another episode of Hit the Bar next week.
Yeah, apart from that, you know what I mean? It's just like we spoke about. I feel like we covered a lot today.
Yeah, man, covered a lot.
Same.
I think we're all good.
I think we're all good today.
Yeah, man. All of you guys, again, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, whatever, make sure. I think Apple in particular, make sure to leave a 5-star.
Guys, George has had a good day, you know. George has had a good day. Don't let him fool you right now. He's very humble. He's had a great day.
More blessings for us to come. Like we're both gonna be on this. Come on,
my guy.
But yeah, man. Thanks to anyone that's subscribed on the YouTube channel as well. I think like I got like an email saying we got a good few downloads on the first episode. So keep up, man. And from like don't worry, guys. We're definitely looking into getting a lot of cool guests for you guys. It's just
100%.
Obviously we started this pretty quickly, so no one was necessarily available for today. But hopefully, fingers crossed, from next week we're going to be having some cool guests to bring on to talk football, to talk music, to talk whatever may be, whatever may be the thing of that week, and get to know them a bit better. So make sure to leave a comment if you're watching this on the YouTube of what guests you want to see. Yeah, want to see us discuss
down below.
Bring the banner. And I think we're done, bro. I think we're done for today.
See you next week, man.
Episode 2. Over and out. See ya.